Hey y'all, my name is Cameron. Grand Rising, greetings whenever you're watching this. Hopefully you're having a great day. As you can kind of tell, the sun is kind of going down where I am. Wherever I might be, that doesn't really matter. Today, as a star seed, I just learned recently that I am a star seed, so that's nice. But yeah, that's exciting news. I learned that about myself. I just wanted to share that. I don't know. So yeah, but yes, today the topic is pride is the devil. So this might be like an opposing topic for me because before I woke up, my confidence definitely stemmed from external, and my pride was never really like something that held me back because I was the opposite of that. I was more of like a shy girl. So yeah, but just externally, you know, or outside looking in from people not putting their pride aside and how that can affect others and themselves from like elevating or ascending, as I should say, it's just like when your pride is in the way and when you're too proud to even beg, it kind of alters your relationships with certain people. So it's just like, why would you do that to yourself, you know? But yeah, it's just like, you know, say if you have this relationship with this person, right? And you want things to go better or elevate or, you know, get to that next step, but your pride is in the way because, you know, you don't want to say how you feel. This kind of taps into like, as being, I don't want to say a black man specifically, but especially black men, they, I don't know, based on like their circumstances and how they're raised, they're not really used to expressing how they feel. These are referring to some, not all, but you know, it gets really deep. It gets really, really deep on why that is, why, you know, sometimes black men don't really express how they feel or don't even know how to express how they feel in a healthy manner. Like they just don't know how. It's like they feel what they're feeling, however they just don't know how to express that because they never really learned or really had that person or that type of guidance to teach them how to, or just had that, you know, a healthy example. And that's okay, because what someone won't teach you, you can teach yourself. You know, you don't really need no one to teach you anything. You can really teach yourself how to do certain things, specific things. However, I feel like personally, in my opinion, it's better to have somebody or like a parent or something, or a parental guidance or a guardian to teach you how to do these things. But yes, that stuff gets deep. I literally took this Africana studies class, and my main or my final project was on like the 70s and how like black men weren't, you know, in the household and stuff like that, and that led to independent women not needing men, and that kind of, you know, altered the power dynamic in relationships regarding men and women. And that's good. There's pros and cons to everything. However, that kind of altered, you know, the household, especially for minorities, and having the, you know, the wife and the husband, or just having a really solid partnership because of how society was in the 70s, and men not being able to have jobs and stuff like that and provide for, you know, women, or they just weren't present, you know, and that reflected in a whole baby booming generation, and how it reflects how people look at black women and how black men are portrayed. That is a different avenue where I really don't want to go down, so I will digress on that. However, this definitely, or you know, black men not being able to show their emotions and, you know, put their pride aside because they think that's everything, because that's what they rely on. And pride is a very 3D emotion, and emotions in general are very 3D. You're not your emotions, you're not your body, and you're not your thoughts, you know. Even though those things are very powerful and it can sway you to go a certain way in how you think and portray certain things in this 3D world or physical world, it also can limit you, of course. I mentioned that in my other video. However, back to the topic of this video. Pride is the devil, because if you can't put your pride aside and express how you feel, and you know, it kind of goes into being closed-minded as well. And if you let your pride get the best of you, you end up leading towards you know, very 3D things and acting on very 3D emotional things. Like power is everything. Like, you'll do anything for power. That stems from just, you know, also having that characteristic of pride. Very lustful, very desiring, very, you know, money forward. It's not, it might sound like it's attracting abundance, however, or you're chasing abundance, but abundance is a frequency. When you vibrate on the frequency of abundance, abundance will come to you. Don't chase, babes. Do not chase. Don't chase anything, especially a man. Don't chase a man. But yeah, everything will work out as it should if you're aligned with it, okay? But it is okay to put your pride aside. But it's okay to, you know, have your pride, don't get me wrong, but if it takes over everything and how you think and how you maneuver in this 3D world, and it can translate to being cocky, and can go overboard and be like boastful, you know, destroying everything in your path to get power, to maintain your pride, to maintain how proud you are, and not being able to beg, and, you know, have these humanity characteristics and feel all these feelings because you're too proud to put your pride aside and, you know, show how you feel and fill out these feelings as a human in this, you know, simulation to experience this humanly life. Okay, I sound like an alien with me like just trying to explain this stuff to you guys, but when you don't put your pride aside, it can definitely keep you at a low vibration, and that definitely can promote channeling very low vibrational things like demons, the devil, just trying to get up in this 3D world and not ascending to 4D, 5D. You're like dismissing those, like you just want to thrive in the 3D, like you just are just in the temporary. Okay, when you think about it, a lifetime is very temporary. When you leave this physical body, babes, you're going to ascend. Based on what you did in this lifetime, it depends if you're going to ascend or descend, you know? But yeah, you definitely ascend to the next level. Like when you die, that's not it. It's not YOLO. It's not. You just ascend to a different place where you're supposed to, you know? Based on what your mission is on this earth and why you came down, and did you fulfill your purpose? Okay, if hopefully that makes sense. Did you fulfill your purpose? So I'm making faces. So that's basically it. Like, it's not YOLO. Like, there's multiple lifetimes. There's reasons why you have twin flames, you have soulmates. We have more than one soulmate. And there's reasons why you feel like you've met somebody and you feel like you've already met them before, but you didn't. You met them in a different lifetime. It feels like you've been knowing them for long. You're just catching up, like, oh yeah, I did this in this lifetime, whoop-de-whoop. Like, that's why it feels like that. Twin flames and soulmates are real, babes. But yeah, I digress on that. That's another topic for another time. I'm like bouncing around, guys. It's a lot going on in my brain. But yes, please put your pride aside, and you know, when you do this, you open up your mind. It's all about opening up your mind and ascending. Open up and ascend, you know? Don't limit yourself. It all comes down to not limiting yourself and ascending and staying away from low vibrational feelings and things and emotions, things that make you heavy, and don't let those heavy things consume your soul. And that, when it does consume your soul, you become a lost soul, and we don't need that. We want to, you know, be that balloon that's not tied down to the chair or the table. We want to keep going high, you know? We want to keep ascending. So yes, when you don't let your pride go, it leaves you vulnerable for the devil or a very low vibrational thing, such as a demon, to get you. And that's what we don't want. We want to ascend. So let go of those shackles, wherever it's stemming from, your pride. Look from within to figure out what is going on. Understand it. And you have to surrender and release to ascend. Because I know pride is a heavy, heavy thing that people probably would normalize that feeling and get used to it so much where it's normalized. But babes, it's not. Don't let yourself be a lost soul. Don't make yourself vulnerable for lower vibrational maybe spirits or low vibrational things to consume you, to be able to have the, you know, just don't leave yourself open to have those spirits or low vibrational beings to consume your physical body. Never ever let that happen, okay? I mean, shoot, it gets as deep as like drinking. Like, people sometimes drink alone and get depressed. That is the most vulnerable state you can be in for something to possess you. So when people get drunk, I'm pivoting again, but when people get drunk, sometimes, you know, they don't remember what happens, and they be like, oh, when they watch a video of them, of their friend recording them outside looking in from that past moment, it just looks like, oh, like that wasn't you, that was something else. That was something else. It definitely wasn't you. It looks like your physical body, of course, don't get me wrong, okay? Your physical doesn't change. However, something possesses you when you get at that low vibrational state that alcohol puts you in, okay? Especially when you drink too much. Okay, there's a sweet spot when it comes to alcohol. However, when you get like blacked out drunk, babes, that's not you. That is something else possessing your physical body. That's why you don't remember anything, okay? And that's why people show you videos of you doing things that you probably typically won't do, because that's not you, okay? And I keep saying okay, and hopefully you guys get that, because like when you do certain things like that puts you at a low vibrational state, and anything that puts you at a low vibrational state makes you vulnerable to lower beings and spirits to possess you, and that's what we don't want. We want to always ascend, okay? So yeah, babes, we don't want that at all. We want to ascend, not descend, okay? Because we don't want to take steps back, we want to take steps forward. It's okay to reflect and look back and see how far you came, but we got to keep going forward, and that's the only way. So don't let pride weigh you down to be vulnerable to very low vibrational spirits to possess you, okay? Because that is not the vibes. We want to ascend. But yes, it gets really deep, especially for minorities and black folks, because, you know, slavery and, you know, trauma, and, you know, it goes as deep as your DNA and stuff like that. I've said that before in another video. I don't know what video it was, but release yourself from these shackles. Be the chosen one to break these ancestral curses that runs as deep as your DNA, your bloodline. They mixed up our papers. Some of us don't even know where we're from, and that's okay? But we have to release all this ancestral trauma. We have to be the ones to do so. So long after we leave these physical bodies and ascend up, whoever is to come is not going to have to worry about that. So that is the key. So hopefully I got my point across. The goal is to keep ascending, and don't let pride take over your mind, body, and soul. And also make sure you're I can't even talk. You're like, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else, guys, but just make sure you just keep ascending and keep doing things to keep you elevated or elevating, you know? Consistency is key. So hopefully you guys are having a nice day. I'm gonna go back because I have to study now. And yes, keep ascending, guys. Bye.